Welcome back.
What's going on, y'all?
Hey, y'all.
Yay.
Who knew it was possible? They said it could never be done.
Who's they?
I was getting ready to say who's they.
I was probably they.
Some antagonisms were resolved. Some contradictions were resolved. So here we are.
Yay! Look at the chat going crazy.
The chat is going crazy. That's it. And they should. I think this is big news. This is great. Very exciting. And welcome back.
What y'all been up to? Any big news in your lives?
Oh, Eve's husband is not a billionaire. I don't even think he's a multi-millionaire, but he's not a billionaire. That was cap. Yeah.
That was the claim.
He's just regular. He's a regular white.
He's not a regular.
He's just a Reggie Bush. He's a regular degular. He's just regular rich. No,
I was getting ready to say he's definitely rich.
He's not a thousandaire.
Thousandaire. He's smoking on Reggie. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah,
he's not Serena husband rich.
She on that Reggie pack.
Yeah. Right. Serena husband got real billions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations.
Good to see y'all back.
I'm with Ear Doctor on the white husbands, but you know, that's my on the white partners in general.
That's how you get on the Supreme Court, and that's how you get the vice presidency. It seems to me.
Apparently,
it may be, the presidency, and that's how you retire. That's how you definitely retire.
Speaking of white partners, did y'all get a chance to see the Green Party?
Like, where are you going with this?
There's a brother on stage with the Green Party. On Angela Rye. Did y'all see any of that kickback, any of the interviews, any like the Angela Rye hit job on the Green Party? Butch and Jill, did y'all see any of that?
I have not watched that. No.
Yeah. I would love to, if y'all got time, to hear your responses to that, because it was quite interesting. We only played a little clip, but yeah.
Well, let's so sorry. So go ahead, Layla. Go ahead.
Oh no. I'm cool. Go ahead.
So you all are coming back. You're going to bring if you could tell folks the show, when it's going to be on, and then maybe we can ask if you all have any plans to tackle the 2024 election and where you are with that.
So our show is Life Study Revolution. So those who follow us know we sunsetted LDI. We are going to be on Mondays at 4 p.m. What else, Layla?
So apparently, you know, those of you who watched the old iteration of the show, you know that we did a lot of interviews and books. And just as we were coming on, my dear friend CBS said that we might return to some of the interview formats. And I was like,
every other week.
Because she was like, that was what she did not want to do. So I'm cool with that. I'm good with that. So yeah.
It was just every week, y'all, and having to read all this shit and then these long ass essay questions to ask people like we're smart too. We have things to say. So I just did not want to be interviewing people every week. But every other week is like a good balance. We can see how it goes for season 2.
Is it going to be live or taped?
It's going to be
live.
Live? Okay.
So, you know,
no editing, no scripts. We running it.
Yeah.
So I need to change my schedule because, like, for us to all host together, right? So 4:00 on Mondays.
For us to all host together, you can be the moderator in the chat.
Yeah, you can moderate the chat.
Okay.
Kamal wasn't in the meeting last night. He missed that part.
Right.
He missed that part.
Yeah,
he was out there trying to save his life.
Happy wife, happy life, y'all.
Hey.
I saw somebody mention that they want the plant segment back, y'all.
Yeah, what's up?
I will probably try to do that. There, you know, some of the it's been interesting times. Some of them are flourishing. You can't see the one that's flourishing the most, my Monstera, but then some of them are just struggling. So we shall see.
Bring on the struggle plant. We all struggle plants right now.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. This is not the snake plant because I'm propagating that, but this was a plant that was liberated for me by my brother. We were out one night getting food, and I was like, "Oh, I like that plant." This man gets out of the car and pulls it up from the ground, and I had to fly back with it. I was like, "Why you get such a big piece? I gotta fly back with it." He was like, "You'll figure it out."
So he stole.
Shout out to
nature?
Abasi. We love Abasi.
He stole nature. Did he go on somebody's private property?
It wasn't private property.
You said that with a hesitation, though.
It wasn't private.
You sounding real colonial, Kamal. Nature has no owner. Nature is not property.
My bad.
Nature is a domain of all of us.
All of us to pull out the ground as we so choose. See, this is the interesting conversation you're going to get on our new show. Mondays at 4:00. This is so great.
So does that mean that you're going to do the editing and production? Because we're not doing that. That's why it's live.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
I'll moderate the chat, B. I'll do that. I can do that.
Kamal just figured out how to share his screen.
Yeah, he definitely don't know how to run a board. That's not it.
I get better and better with each iteration. I know how to do a collaboration on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was a huge step for me. I showed somebody how to use to get on StreamYard. I think these iterations for me are extremely important.
I don't know if you know how to do the collaboration. I know you heard about it. I don't know if you know how to do it.
And I've written some checks to people who can do it, that kind of thing. I think I played an important role. More so.
Shout out to the plant life survivor.
Mr. Burns over here writing the checks.
Not Mr. Burns.
He don't write the rhymes, he write the checks.
True.
But I will say, for those of you who have continued to follow the show, you know that over the past year, CBS and I were both in the same city, and I am very sad to report that she is now gone. And my God,
I'm back in Detroit, y'all.
And so I'm struggling with my life without my goddaughter.
You are flourishing. What is you saying? You
No,
are flourishing. You got your routine down.
That is
Chicago,
true.
1 week. You'll see her in Chicago in 1 week.
I will.
So that is part of the big news. I'm sure everybody does know that you had a baby.
I had a baby. Yes, I did. December 13th or 12/13/23. December 13th, 2023. It's a lot of 12s and 13s. I know my baby's birthday. In fact, today she turns 9 months. So, yes, Sankara, you will see her from time to time on LSR. She is rambunctious, precocious, amazing.
I'm not walking yet.
Absolutely, congratulations.
She's pulling herself up. Yeah, she's pulling herself up, doing all kind of things. So she's in her screaming era where she just wants to scream when she's happy and flex her vocal cords. So yes, she's a very cute baby. She is not a boy. People think she's a boy. No, but I will say she's bald and doesn't have earrings. But she about to be draping on everybody. So don't even worry about it, little Sankara. She about to be draping on everybody anyway.
But her little head wraps are my favorite. The head wraps.
Yes, she got the little turban on. So it's okay though. And she's just in
my oldest started off bald, and they still call her Peanut to this day, and she has all the hair. So everything, it was just a slightly slow process, and then it's just so
it's coming. And she got a lot of head to cover, so it's coming. She's a pretty little girl.
Is she in the top ranges for like height and stuff like that?
For length. So yes, there is length now. Yep.
And I feel like
not.
I was just gonna say, what I know of the parents, I feel like she probably blew the APGAR score out the box too, out the gate. They were like, she's just got all the answers.
She was only 22 inches, so she actually just came out like a normal sized baby. But I think after her, maybe.
Well, I meant about the intelligence and isn't APGAR like the functioning? I thought that's. I don't really that
early. It's like 9 things that they test. It's like 9 things that they test.
When I was there, when I watched the process, they took the baby like basically immediately, do the little is everything all right? All of that, and then they do that little APGAR thing, which I thought it was supposed to be just to make sure everything is functioning properly. So I was just saying she was highly functioning and
she was good. I will say she was slightly jaundiced when she was born, but by the time we left, all her jaundice was gone. So she's a regenerating super baby.
There you go.
She's the best.
There you go. When do babies say their first words?
It fluctuates, but it could be anywhere from like 1 year to 18 months. It's a lot of parents in the chat. I'm sure y'all can.
Well, all I know is talking with her face. She got a mean side eye.
Uh-oh.
Very expressive. I would expect nothing less.
Talk before one. I've seen a couple talk before one, so yeah.
Oh, I was talking before one. My lazy behind. I wasn't walking till 14 months, but my mom said I was literally saying stuff.
14 months.
She didn't even crawl.
Yeah, I didn't crawl. I didn't start walking till my brother was born.
Oh,
but apparently I was pointing and directing and telling people stuff at about 7-8 months.
Things don't change. Things don't change. Huh?
I heard I skipped crawling too.
Dr. CBS, do you have cliff notes for that Red Scare book? Because it's kind of big.
Black Scare, Red Scare. Yeah. No, I don't. Listen, just read a few pages at a time. And but I'm not being condescending. Yeah, it's not even, it's like 350 something pages, but that's including notes. But just take it slow. Just read a few pages at a time. Hit me up if you have questions.
Sound out the words.
Tell us about this book, please.
Online.
You know how long the book been out? You just figured out that she got a book out?
Nah, I just wanted to hear a little bit about the Red Scare book since y'all was talking about babies.
Your book, baby. It's your book.
I was like, talk me through the connection that you're making.
Book baby. You had your book baby in November.
Never changed.
Baby in December.
That is true. My book came out in November. I had my baby in December. So it is just about the co-constitutionality of anti-Black racial oppression and anti-radical state repression, specifically anti-communism after the Bolshevik Revolution, and how that manifests in different aspects of movement and of ideology. So I look at like Marcus Garvey, the repression of the industrial workers of the world, the Communist Party, especially around the Black Belt Nation thesis, peace activism, especially as espoused by W.B. Du Bois, etc., etc. And I do write about in the epilogue the Uhuru Three, who were acquitted of being basically Russian agents, but they were found guilty of conspiracy, which in some ways is worse because conspiracy just means you was thinking about it, kind of, or it's much more abstract and easier to get people on, and and there's still quite lengthy prison sentences I think are associated with that. So hopefully they get a positive appeal, etc. So support the Uhuru Three, free the guys.
Yeah. Just happen to have that there, so I just pulled it up real quick. But yeah, I didn't want to cut off the discussion of the book, especially if Ear Doctor has any follow-up questions. I don't know if he's going to come back off in the God voice, one line that I did like. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said, no, my son, I'm good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. One thing that I just quickly with that story that I did like with what O'Malley said was that he said he would always be happy to be, he's guilty of working. He said the only thing that was charged was proven or shown was that he was guilty of working for his people. But I don't know exactly what the potential charge, the conspiracy charge is less serious. My bad on that. Of the two charges, carries a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison. No sentencing date has been set yet. The most important thing is that they were unable to convict us of working for anybody except Black people. Yeshatella said that was the line I was looking for. So,
is there anybody see like a date of the sentencing yet, or was that released?
Well, it said there that there is none set yet.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's been an update. I think this is 12 hours old, but.
And whether or not, even if they sentence them, whether or not they appeal, well, they'll allow them to appeal and not have to serve yet. So I think there's a lot of clarifying information that we all don't have yet that probably over the next few weeks we'll get. The appeal process will take a little while until the hope, of course, is that they will not be forced to serve while the appeal is happening. And the judge, I think in a case like this, the judge obviously can make a choice. And so we should see, and still they need a lot of support to make sure that this to put the pressure on the judge to make the right decision in this particular case around not making them serve or whatever. So, yeah.
But all right. So has LSR endorsed a candidate? Will LSR endorse a candidate or voting at all?
I guess that's a no. Is that a no? Right? That's a no.
Y'all, why I saw Cornel West at the airport in Dallas, and he gave me his phone number and told me to send him a book, and I'm going to send him my book.
He hadn't read your book yet? He's been busy.
He's on the campaign trail.
Yeah, he's been busy. Okay.
Yeah.
That's slick though. That's pretty cool.
Well, you know,
You was just out with the hoi polloi. I was like, huh.
And I'm sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No.
Did you say, Cornell? Or did you say,
I just walked up to him and I said, hello. You emailed me several years ago about the essay I wrote in Boston Review about caste. I'm sure he's Bernie Stelling. He said, oh, yes, sister.
Yes,
my brilliant sister. Send me your book.
That's how
it happened. And then some white man walked up and started jaw jacking about how he was disappointed in Cornell for the position he took on Palestine and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right,
That would suck being in that. I would hate to have that happen.
To be that famous that people just walk up to you and start.
I don't like what you said about Palestine. I don't give up.
But you know me, I'll be like,
Nicholas Maduro has claimed that. That's what I am.
Give the playing back. Like, they swipe or no swiping. Can you imagine? The U.S. is like a toddler. You just go and take somebody's stuff like that. That's crazy.
It's always
the power of empire.
It's always
yeah. It's the power.
And who just has a pilot on deck like that? It was just a random pilot there. Like, I got you.
It's the power of empire. It's like, hell yeah, they got pilots on deck. They got 12 of them lined up at any moment in time to be like, we are taking these because we please. We're taking these. We're taking these. We bombing this country. We bombing that country. And you're not and what you going to do? What you going to do? You're going to complain? And that is part of the aspect of the Middle East, right? Israel has such a powerful ally. We're given such powerful weapons that, folks are scared I shouldn't even say scared, that there's consequences to taking it on directly, right? And so even with the access of resistance out there trying to do little things, Yemen doing the most, folks know that means you're going to get your shit bombed and nobody can stop them right now. In fact, there's this, like, people had talked about, I know we're not supposed to be, I don't know if we're doing stories. I was late. I have no idea what you did.
We can do stories. I
had no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea. Y'all staying for the rest of the show, which y'all
I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't know.
We should be talking more about like my role in the upcoming new show more. Whatever y'all want. But
you gonna be sharing stories on the screen?
I just did. Look.
Oh, you did that?
See? I did that.
He did that. Wow, that's impressive.
I've developed a lot of skills since last time. The Cradle, which has been wiped out, as my understanding, from YouTube, Instagram. So y'all should go check out The Cradle online. Great article.
And Electronic Intifada too.
Yeah. So the access of normalization, the Arabs and the Turks who sustained Israel's wartime economy. So here they do a great story on the fact that, so not only how obviously empire works, but how those who follow empire or who are in empire's pocket tell their Arab citizens one thing, but on the back end, they're doing everything possible to sustain Israel. And so the ones that are the most important, Turkey, UAE, Bahrain, Jordan, Egypt, Morocco, particularly Jordan and Egypt, have come out saying that they're opposed and against the genocide of Palestinians, continue to trade, continue to exchange intelligence with Israel. Turkey, which again comes out saying that it wants to be part of the hearings to have Israel brought up on war crimes, and has publicly said that it is no longer trading with Israel, is doing side trading or doing it under another name to keep trading with Israel. And so this great article goes through all of that. And it says here, Turkey's deceptive trade tactics, and how basically what's most galling about Turkey's claim to have increased exports to Palestine is that the Israeli government has stopped releasing funds to the occupied West Bank authorities. So there is no trade with Palestine that they can speak of. What they're really doing is trading with Israel. And so all of this is to the benefit of empire as Palestinians are being slaughtered. And so people are not talking about and hearing that. And that's one reason why they got jacked and taken off. But if you look at thecradle.com or .co, then you'll see great stories like this before they take down their website.
Boo.
I mean, really.
Boo Turkey, boo Jordan. Boo. UAE is particularly nefarious because they are the main actor funding the RSF in Sudan as well. So they got their little motley paws and everything, right? And this, and I, back to the original question, this is why there is no objective point to support any U.S. candidate, because whoever is at the helm of empire, even if they're talking about all of these policies for working class people, objectively speaking, unless you are going to take power and day one say, all right, we out, it's land back, reparations, then there's no, all you're doing is providing legitimacy to this crumbling, decrepit settler colony. So,
and to be quite honest, we on the show have really tried. I mean, obviously we pay attention to what's happening in the US, but in terms of the electoral politics, I don't really see us in spending much time talking about that on LSR.
No. What I will say is, for all of this, there's a whole lot of bloviating, if you will, about if and when Trump gets back into power and what will happen, and why we need to vote for old girl with that dry silk press. This is a moisturized one.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I'm just like, y'all. But why we need to vote for her, for Kamala, because otherwise fascism. But curiously, I'm not seeing very much organizing for that eventuality. So it's like, if it is that fascism is such a threat, what are the alternatives? Are you studying the 1930s? Are you studying the Civil War? Are you studying any other time periods that can give us insight into how people survive those moments? Are you building alternative institutions? Are you at least knowing your neighbors so that when, the Proud Boys march on your neighborhood, you have some type of defense mechanism? So it's interesting that, this is what people are ostensibly concerned about, but there's no motion around if it happens. So it's,
because they're not concerned about it, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's all the people that keep saying, like, we're this close to this fascism. And I'm like, if you really thought we were this close, why is this the only thing you're willing to do? Vote for a Democrat? Like, that's the only thing you like you think the machines
about to come out.
Yeah, all you gotta do is vote for Kamala? That's it.
Yeah, I think on that interview, Butch made a good point on that when he talked about he pulled a George Jackson line. He said fascism is already here, and in terms of suppressing any other candidates, any third party candidate, leaving them off the ballot, he talked about how the Democrat is actually suing them so that they can keep them off the ballot. And so we talk about, like, oh, we're gonna lose a democracy or a threat to democracy and fascism. Like the contradiction that was exposed on that platform at that time was a beautiful take by Butch and Jill Stein.
So in that piece, George Jackson says, settle your quarrels, right? He has a bunch of things in there. Where did he say run for president? To curtail, curb, or mitigate fascism? Where did he say go on a speaking tour with backward, regressive half-wits to, I guess, clarify that we're in a fascist situation, which people somehow seem to already know? I just want to point me to that.
Yeah. Where does
I
he
think
say?
Maybe the closest thing he said was that we need a political party, an alternative political party. That's the closest thing that I think George would have said to that point. But
by we, he meant revolutionaries.
I
right?
understand.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
okay.
Yes. That's what I said. The closest he got. That's it. That's all I can say.
Listen. Now, all I said was point me to the reading. I haven't read Blood in My Eye in quite some time.
No, there's no
During Black
section on.
August, I did re-listen to Soledad, brother. I didn't hear any of that in those letters. But perhaps perhaps.
I've seen people talk about fascism on podcasts sponsored by Amazon. So that's how seriously they're taking it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, so we think fascism in the streets, but I'm going to do these shows sponsored by large corporations. And so that's how unserious it is. And what they're really going to do is, after this election is over, they're going to get ready for the next election. Because that's what they do, because they got more money to get from the billionaires. So all the Democrats are going to be lined up for like 2028. And your man from is it Virginia or Maryland, Westmore or whatever, your man going to get ready to run.
Oh yeah,
the California governor going to get ready to run. Yeah, you're going to see your New York governor. So folks are going to be primed for them, and then for all the nonprofits, they're going to be primed to be like, we got to get rid of fascism. How do we do that? In 2028, we got to vote it out. You know, so there's no ending of the game. The game is going to continue no matter what.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know what else he said. To be fair, I didn't watch that Breakfast Club interview. They were on Breakfast Club, right? I haven't watched. I don't be watching this stuff, y'all. Like, I got other things to do. But so Butch Ware, and I don't want to take anything from him. Apparently, he has really good politics. He's perhaps he said, he did say, somebody in the chat said he said organize and fight very well. But I think that should probably be the focus right now. And I think that USians have a notoriously like a one-track mind. So if voting is an option and the main option that's touted, that's going to be what the focus is. But politics is not reducible to electoralism, as we all know. And so I think that it's just such a contradiction, right, to be running as a third party and talking about, organize and fight. But the main thing you're pushing at this point is electoralism. Fine, expose that the Democrats are suing you and trying to get you off the ballot. But ultimately, what you're saying in the final analysis is that if this weren't happening, right, and a third party or many parties were represented in this electoral process, that somehow that's still a solution. And
I don't know. I don't know if it's
is this true. Did he say Cop Mala was to politics what Drake is to hip hop?
He had a lot of lines. He had a lot of taglines. I guess he was trying to compete with Trump, Comrade Harris. But again, I don't think that they have delivered that voting them in will change everything. I actually think when Angela Rye was trying to expose like, oh, y'all lost 13 years in a row or 13 elections, he was like, well, it's a process. And then talking about like resistance. I don't know if it was like, oh, we, voting us in will do it. And then they also talk about the organizing they do outside of these, elections. But yeah. But I
did a better job tonight. They answered a question for me, which I think I've even posed on this platform, because I am one of those people who is like, well, what does the Green Party do when the presidential election is not happening? So that's always been my critique. But they actually, again, had an answer for that, and they talked about over 1,500, if I'm not mistaken, 1,500 elected officials all across the country who are Green Party.
So outside of the presidential race, they do elections.
Well, that's all. I mean, that's all I expect from them. That's all. I have no other expectation of the Green Party people, but that is more than what I even thought that they did. So I was actually happily surprised, because I thought, oh, I don't know enough about what they do outside of the presidential election every 4 years. And so it was, at least for me individually, refreshing to hear like, oh, okay, for an electoral party that, again, has chosen this route to attempt to change or get in progressive policies and radical policies, even the fact that has happened was more than what I expected. And I do like the fact that they just juxtapositioned themselves against the Worker Families Party in terms of the electoral sphere, and basically called it out and said it was that it wasn't a third party. It was just an arm of the Democrats, a second ballot line for the Democrats. I was like, oh, they going hard. And I think that was well said on their part. I don't expect them obviously to be grassroots organizers. It's not what I expect out of them. Some may be, like we used to have here in Atlanta, my man who passed away a little while ago, who used to be a former Panther. His name is not coming to me. He actually worked with with our guy on Black Agenda, and did some reporting.
Gerald Ford. I mean, not Gerald.
He worked with Glenn Ford.
Bruce Dixon.
Bruce Dixon. Bruce Dixon was a hard green, annoyingly hard green, to be honest, but a hard green. But he saw it as part of a larger political work, was obviously not only to do the grassroots organizing, but the quote unquote third electoral vehicle. And he thought the Green Party might have been it for him.
I mean, also, I think also, like, kind of to Ricky's point, that audience sees AOC, Angela Rye, Tesla Figaro as radical left, and for those three to be dismissed as not actually left at all, and actually more so leaning with the Democrats, I think again that was a good image to see in that audience. Hell, I don't even think that audience could even talk about who the hell George Jackson is, and some of the references that they were making and things they were saying. Even the interviewers, they were speaking over their head too. So, but I think they did a good job for that audience. But yeah.
Well, good for them. Good for them.
Well, speaking of good for them and good for us.
What's good, everybody? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. So y'all sticking around till 10, or what we doing? Y'all hanging out?
I'm not going to be able to do that. It's a teacher meeting.
We gotta go to campus. We have jobs. Boom.
Jobs. Oh God.
Oh
jobs.
my goodness.
Black jobs.
We have jobs. Yeah,
Black
jobs.
I know we did mention that it's going to be on Mondays at 4, but I don't know if we mentioned that we're not coming back until September 30th.
September 30th, 9:30. Look for the show.
September 30th will be the first show airing of our new show, Life Study Revolution. Ours in Black Liberation Media, not ours as in Kamau.
Well, we know you like to appropriate things.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
He's an appropriator.
Exactly. You like to insinuate yourself into the mix.
Yeah, which doesn't usually work, but I give it a shot.
So once again, before y'all get up out of here, let them know everything we need to know about it coming up.
Okay, Life Study Revolution, Mondays, 4 p.m., starting 9:30. Weekly, bi-weekly, we'll have interviews. On the other weeks, we'll just be chopping it up, doing what we do. So tap in.
Yep.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Definitely welcome back.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, y'all.
Indeed.
All right, let's get it.